Hi, I'm Tyler Kettle, and this is another reading of In Space, No One Can Hear You Clean. So at this point, Matt has kind of come out of his dream, but he's still suffering the effects of said dream and, well, his suicide attempt. And so we're just going to get into it. At first, all I could feel was nothing. No sense of warmth, cold, or any sort of feeling. I couldn't see anything before me, only sheer darkness shrouded my eyesight. Then steadily my capsule door appeared, shoving aside the dark gloom. The walls came into focus, as well as the floor and the ceiling. Everything was revealed before me, erasing the darkness that had plagued my eyesight. I could even see the baskets that lined the walls, my laptop, and the myriad of pills that floated in the air. Pills danced and twirled before me, like overreactive stars. Smiled a bit as I watched them. Something was bugging me. I had to do something. I just didn't know what it was. Minutes went by as I watched the pills. Then I finally remembered, and anxiety shoved its way back into my mind. Like an overly excited SWAT team, I needed to puke. Curiously, I floated upward to search the baskets for a bag. My mind and body felt a bit sluggish. Side effects of the pills? Definitely. I found a small bag that I hoped to hold a decent amount of puke. No time to wonder. More than that, I shoved two fingers in the back of my throat. Nausea found me quickly, and I could no longer feel the puke rising in me, and I swiftly made an exit. I peeked into the bag, only allowing a few drops of vomit to escape the air. With one or two last hurls, I picked up the zip of the bag. Staring at the vial, I could see two or three semi-digested pills amongst it. I hoped that was all of them. Wanting to be rid of the puke, I grabbed the door handle and tried to open it. It was locked. Right. I slid against my will. With vomit and floating pills. Fantastic. Not knowing what else to do, I let go of the bag of vial and saw it float away, joining the floating medication and a few stray drops of vomit in the air. If this was Earth, I bet it would have smelled terrible in here, like the bathroom after Taco Tuesday. My eyes glanced at my mom's unread letter, still sitting in one of my baskets. Not that I could have felt any worse, so why not read the letter? Or somehow would my mother find some way to make me feel worse? Fuck it. I grabbed the letter and tore out the paper envelope it came in. Leaning against the wall, I read it. Then I read it again, over and over. I must have read it 5 or 6 times. I was surprised, shocked, bewildered. All that. This can't be my mother. It can't be. Someone with secure cash style at CSA must have written it. Do you want to read it? Not like you know my mother, but you stay with me this far. I see no harm in sharing a letter like this with you. Besides, you can prove or disprove my CSA theory. Letter from mom, dear Matt. Hope this letter finds you well, wherever you are. The portals are worsening by the day. Parts of the country aren't even livable anymore. Even in the city, it takes me more than 40 minutes to get anywhere due to the amount of portals I have to detour around. My boss is still making us come into the office. He thinks they're not a big deal, and they're like construction. But how would he know if they're not a big deal? He really comes into the office anyway. In fact, from how shaggy his hair looks on Zoom calls, he looks like he never leaves the house. You met him once, right? He's lost some weight, but he still has those thick glasses of his. You would still recognize him. Everything else is not great. Your father barely ever talks to me. He just comes home, parks himself in front of the TV, and doesn't move from there until it's time for bed. He's been watching a lot of uplifting movies, like Independence Day or Rudy. You know, the ones where people win. I try to talk to him about it. I can only get a few words out of him. Nothing that really helps me understand why he does it. I can only guess that he watches movies because it gives him hope, something that is lacking in the world right now. And I'll let him be as long as it helps him. My brother is staying with us. His apartment was swallowed up by a portal. He's going to be living with us until they fix it, which I have no idea when that will be. Fortunately, he's like your father. He comes home from work, sits down on the couch, and doesn't say anything to anyone. The rest of the family's good and hanging in there. Your Aunt Sarah adopted a orphan whose parents fell into a portal. Her name is Christy, and she's in grade 5. You might like her, but you don't like kids, right? And her cousin Julie has been selling portal insurance. She's made enough to get a second Mercedes. Every day I worry that something will happen to me. Well, anyone. Neighbor down the street, your Aunt Sarah, your father, your brother, you. I wear it constantly and have no one to talk to about it. Well, I shouldn't say no one. I'm sorry. I should have dropped all this on you. You have enough to worry about without worrying about all this. I'm sorry. I get worried. I read about missing ships and I'm so worried that yours might meet the same fate. In fact, I worry about everything these days. This worrying keeps me up at night. I wanted to mention to you I started going to therapy. If everything has been going on, it was time. Given it had been time for a while, even before the pearls. It took several weeks to find a therapist. They're in high demand these days, obviously due to, well, everything. So I've been going, and it's been helpful. I talk over these worries of mine, and I feel better. Not completely better, but it makes life a bit more manageable. But I've also been discussing my own past and my own behavior, how I raised you, what I said to you. Looking back, I realized that I wasn't always the best mother. I can blame it on how my mother raised me, or I did the best I could, but I could have done better, and I didn't. I'm sorry. Instead of blaming you for what you are, I should have tried to understand you. Instead of forcing you to adjust to the world, I should have shown you how to be yourself. I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd done a lot of things with you. See, now that I left you to fend for yourself against the world with nothing to protect yourself with. I'm sorry. I can see why you didn't say goodbye when you left. I'll admit I was angry with you when your uncle told me you were on one of the ships. Furious, even. But in therapy, I saw that my behavior was causing you to distance yourself from me. Thus, I realized I had no cause to be mad. I had only myself to blame. When you get back, I hope that you will come by the house to see me, to see everyone, whoever I don't want you to feel obligated to do so. It is up to you after all. I only wish that you let me back into your life so that we can start over and I can try to understand you, to do the work that I should have done in the first place. I will understand it if you don't want to see me or any of us. I just want to show you I can be a better mother. With love, your mom. December 22nd, 24. I was shocked. No guilt. No, it's not toxicity. Was that even my mother? Looks like therapy was good for her. Whoever do I believe that therapy will stick? Was she reverse to back to what she used to be when I get back? If I get back, I should say. I'm not sure. Also, if she wants forgiveness, why should I give that to her? Am I supposed to look past everything that she's done and say, no, no, that's all right. Welcome back. Thanks for the letter, by the way. I don't know. This isn't a fucking movie. My thoughts stayed on this trajectory for a while. Then there was a slight metallic sounding tap at my door. Matt? Marcus asked. Tapped again. Yeah? I asked, shrugging off thoughts of my mother and her letter. Can we talk? Sure. I moved closer to the door. I. He paused. I don't agree with what they've done to you. Are you okay in there? He asked, his tone coated with worry. Looked at the few drops of vomit, the filled bag of vials, and all the spinning pills in the air. I'm swell. I stared at my feet. Swell? Don't think I've heard this word before, Marcus said. It's an old-fashioned way of saying you're good. I leaned my body against the door as best I could in zero gravity. Let's see. Swell. Marcus said the word slowly as if he was testing out the word. Silence passed between us. I want to let you out. In fact, I came down here to do that, but Steve told me not to. And apparently my programming keeps me to that. I'm sorry, Matt. I wish there was something I could do. Did I hear sadness in his usual monotone voice? It's okay, Marcus. I understand. It's for the best anyway. If you let me out, Steve would just stuff me back in here, like the dickhead he is. Took a breath, letting some of the anger out. Dickhead. I don't think I know this word either, Marcus mentioned. Took another breath. I didn't really want to play name that word with Marcus today, but I didn't want to be a dickhead myself either. It's easy to just describe someone who isn't that nice, like Steve, managed to say. Hope there wasn't going to be a follow-up question. Ah, I see. Marcus went quiet. Could feel there was something he wanted to talk about, and it wasn't about plotting the next big escape. Or was it?